One heart, one player through the hole, one goal from the start. To dominate the art of the black and blue and watch your Super Bowl dreams till they all come true.
Beautiful day in sunny Southern California. Nick Saban, the head coach of the Miami Dolphins, his team coming back last week to win at home against Buffalo 24-23. They've won 2 in a row. On the other sideline, one of the deans of coaching in the NFL, Marty Schottenheimer, is in his 4th season. His team defeating the Raiders 34-10. The Chargers have won 5 in a row, 6 of their last 7. 21st meeting between these two teams. Their last meeting back in 2003. That game was moved to Tempe, Arizona because of the wildfires in San Diego. Ryan Greasy throwing 3 touchdowns for the Dolphins in that one. So San Diego has won the toss and they've elected to receive the football. Olindo Mare will send it away. And back deep, the dangerous rookie Darren Sproles, a 4th-round pick out of Kansas State. The Dolphins and the Chargers. San Diego, one of the hottest teams in the National Football League, and we're underway from Qualcomm. Sproles starting from his own goal line. And Sproles with the seam gets all the way up to the 28-yard return as Mare, the kicker, makes the tackle on special teams. And that brings out Drew Brees. Last week against Oakland, take a look at his numbers. It was the 6th time this season that Brees has completed at least 70% of his pass attempts. What a season it's been for Drew Brees, especially when you go all the way back to last year, Steve, and Phillip Rivers brought in, but Brees managed to hold him off, and this is right now his team.
No question, not only did he hold them off, he has made this team his own and made them into playoff contenders, even with a slow start this season, Gus.
1st down and 10 at the 29. Brees passing on 1st down, looking, and he dumps it off. Lorenzo Neal, the fullback, breaks it across the field. Great stiff arm, and he gets to the 33-yard line. Jason Taylor with the tackle after a gain of 4 yards. Defensively for the Dolphins, let's take a look. Offensively, for the Chargers, let's take a look. Dielman is the left guard along with Jordan, Hardwick, Goff, and Olivier. The backs and receivers, Keenan McCardell, he's the veteran presence on this team. And last week against the Raiders, set a record that makes it 2nd down and 6 at the 33. And this is Brees. Flag on the play.
False start. Offense, number 70. 5-yard penalty remains. 2nd down.
All right, now let's take a look at this Miami defense. And the Dolphins defense allowed 151 yards in the 1st quarter and then allowed only 143 yards the rest of the game against Buffalo. Scanina starts today. Carter, Holiday, and Taylor. Zach Thomas playing with an injured shoulder and an injured ankle, but he'll go anyway. Crowder and Spragan are the outside linebackers, and in the secondary, Sam Madison, one of the great corners in the league. 2nd down and 11 at the 28. They hand it off to Tomlinson, and LaDainian gets to the 30-yard line, 2-yard pickup.
You know, Gus, this has been something that's happened to the Dolphins, and we spoke to Nick Saban yesterday. He said he knows his guys are going to bounce back from bad plays. Now they're getting better and not getting discouraged. But Nick Saban was really worried about the way his team was going to start this game. They had a horrendous 1st quarter start last week, giving up 3 touchdown passes, long touchdown passes, 2 of them. He was really worried that his team doesn't show up until they get hit in the face. He wants them to start faster.
Answer the bell, according to Nick Saban. 3rd down and 9 at the 30. This one to the near side. Antonio Gates with the catch, breaks the tackle. And Gates gets all the way up to the 43, picks up 13 yards. How good is this guy, Steve?
He's the best tight end in the National Football League. You see here, watch where he's at. Brees throws it clear outside. Gates was lined up outside everybody. He is a matchup nightmare for defenses. He can play wide receiver. He's big enough to get inside. He has great hands, and you see there a nice little nifty move in this open space. Who do you guard him with? I mean, that's the question.
Brings up 1st and 10 at the 44. Opening drive for the Chargers. Tomlinson hopping through the hole, nowhere to go. Jeff Scanina with the tackle, and whenever you watch the Chargers, you want to keep an eye on Antonio.
As I said, Gus, the best guy in the league. I mean, he's a guy that is really a problem because if you guard him with a cornerback, he'll move down inside and then block in the run game. If you move him outside, you can't put a linebacker on him because he's uncoverable by anybody that's his size. He's just that good. So they move him around. You see there, they shift him from one side of the formation to the other. They'll put him in motion. The defense has to find him, and it's difficult sometimes.
Leads all NFL tight ends in receptions, yards, and touchdowns. Has 8. Here's Brees with time. Bounces out of the pocket. Throws on the run, and it's incomplete. Ball intended for Parker on the far sideline. And that brings up 3rd down and 9 at the 45.
As Drew Brees broke containment, Parker was waiting for a long time. The Miami defense completely forgot about him, and Drew Brees looked out there and couldn't believe he was that wide open and then just couldn't get the ball in bounds. That was a poor throw by Brees on the move. He had Parker standing there by himself after the play broke down and couldn't get him the ball.
Brings up 3rd and 9 at the 45. Remember, Antonio Gates dangerous on 3rd down. 48 of his 63 catches coming into this game have resulted in 1st downs. That's 76%. Brees pumping, going up top. He's got Parker, but he overthrows him. Parker breaking open at the last moment. And the Chargers, unable to get it down the field, will have to punt it away.
Watch LaDainian Tomlinson pick up the blitz, give Drew Brees a chance to go down the football field. You know, you talk about how great players make great plays. The play by LaDainian Tomlinson will never show up in the box score, but Drew Brees will sure give him a pat on the back when they see that on film. Protected his quarterback, stepping up.
Mike Cyphers last week had a 71-yard punt. This one is a booming punt, which bounces into the end zone. A 55-yard punt, a net of only 35 yards. So Gus Frerotte and the Dolphins will get it first at their own 20 from San Francisco as the Dolphins approach the line of scrimmage. What should we expect from these two teams today?
Well, the Dolphins fighting for their playoff lives, and the Chargers getting back into the playoff picture after a slow start. A couple of losses early in the season, but Gus, the Dolphins really taught themselves something last week, as Gus Frerotte last week left the game with a concussion, but he is their guy. Even though Sage Rosenfels came in and led them to the comeback victory, this is the guy they're hanging their hat on, and if they're going to win, it's going to be with him in the pocket.
2nd down and 5 at the 25, and the Dolphins elect to run the football, but the Chargers aren't having it. Ronnie Brown running the ball goes nowhere. A loss of 3 on the play. Offensively for the Dolphins, McKinney is the anchor at center. McIntosh, James, Hadnot, and Gary, the backs and receivers. What a game last week for Chris Chambers. 15 catches, 238 yards, set a franchise record.
And he also had a number of drops. I mean, this guy could have caught probably 19 balls last weekend, but still had one of the great days of any receiver this year.
3rd down and 8 at the 22. Frerotte under pressure, incomplete. Ricky Williams, the intended receiver, out of the backfield. And the Dolphins will have to punt it away, going 3 and out on their opening drive.
And the Dolphins with the 2 running backs back there, Ricky Williams and Ronnie Brown. I mean, this is a team that really wants to run the football, but to do it, they're going to have to continue to get 1st downs, Gus. They cannot go 1, 2, 3 and out. They've got to stay on the field.
Donnie Jones punting inside his own 10. Left-footed punter. Wobbly kick. Sproles coming up to field it at the 38, and he's wrestled down immediately. John Denny with the tackle on special teams, and here comes LT, one of the best in the league. Right after, let's join the 3rd member of our team on the sideline today, Scott Kaplan.
Gus, Steve made mention earlier of an outstanding block that LaDainian Tomlinson played on San Diego's first series. That should answer all the questions early on that LaDainian's rib and chest are fine. I spoke to him before the game. He said he's playing. It's no problem at all. And LaDainian Tomlinson says he's healthy and ready to go.
1st down and 10 at the 38. Brees rolling out of the pocket, looks backside, and just whips this one right out of bounds. Miami covering perfectly. Tomlinson, the closest man to the football.
You're right. He did not practice Wednesday or Thursday. We were here Friday. He did practice some, although on a Friday they were just really in jerseys and shoulder pads. There was nothing really heavy going on, but he moved well, he ran well, he looked good, and he's never once during the week, during the time he wasn't practicing right, ever had a doubt that he was going to play today. And you saw there from when he picked up that blitz early on, he's ready to go.
Second down and 10 at the 38. Brees, short drop, throwing underneath to Antonio Gates, who's gang tackled at the 40. Channing Crowder leads the way, and it's a gain of 4 yards. So Antonio Gates last year set an NFL record for tight ends, catching 13 touchdowns. San Diego second in the league, averaging close to 30 points per game, Steve. And this offense, aside from the Indianapolis Colts, I don't see a team better.
It's tough to find one, particularly since their backs are against the wall. They've got to win games, and they're doing it. Their offense really stepped up and has played well in the last month. They've got a 5-game winning streak, and they show it.
Third down and 6. Here's Keenan McCardell, picks up the first down and gets out of bounds. Keenan McCardell, well-traveled in the NFL, Jacksonville, Tampa, and now making a home in San Diego.
And Drew Brees, this is where he's really turned the corner. Last year he became a really good quarterback, and this is one of the reasons. Take the quick throw, the open throw, let your guys make plays for you. An easy throw, and it looks so simple when quarterbacks just drop back, throw it to the first guy they see that's open. Don't try to get the big play, take what the defense gives you. They call that managing the game. Call it what you want. Drew Brees has become very good at it.
Here's Brees again throwing the football. Under pressure, somehow gets it off to Lorenzo Neal, and Neal puts his shoulder down. Donnie Spragan makes a tackle, but a very good play by the Chargers offense. Improvisation for a gain of 5.
We sat down with Marty Schottenheimer on Friday, and we asked him who, some of the guys were unheralded. He said, let me tell you something. I'm not ashamed to say it. I love Lorenzo Neal. I love him. He's just a true professional. He is a great fullback. He's the perfect guy, a consummate professional. Marty Schottenheimer almost got choked up talking about him, how much he has meant to this football club, and Drew Brees found him on that play.
Second down and 5 at the 41. Out of the offset eye, they hand it to Tomlinson, trying to get outside. Now turns it up, dives forward, and picks up a first down. At the 35, Channing Crowder with the tackle, but it's a 5-yard gain for LaDainian.
And you talk about a guy like LaDainian Tomlinson. Watch 41 and what he does for LaDainian Tomlinson. Don't think LaDainian Tomlinson doesn't put Lorenzo Neal right on his Christmas list. I mean, LaDainian Tomlinson, every running back that Lorenzo Neal blocks for gains 1,000 yards. That's just the way it works. And when you stand around and watch this guy practice, he is big and wide. He is a fullback in the NFL and has two little girls, twins, who one of them is having some problems, and we want to know that Lorenzo Neal and his family are in our thoughts and prayers today as he plays football out here and his family watches.
Neal, 5'11", 255 pounds in his 13th year out of Fresno State. And that will bring up third down and short. Chargers need less than a yard. What a spectacular day in San Diego. It seems like every day is spectacular out here. Unbelievable backfield as Brees sneaks it ahead and picks up the first down.
League now in 2005 than it was back in the early 80s when he started as a head coach.
The pitch, Tomlinson. And Tomlinson gets inside the 35. Goes out, and Larry Johnson, 5 straight 100-yard games.
Great young running backs in the National Football League this year. A lot of great ones, from Cadillac all the way to Ronnie Brown and all of these guys.
Larry Johnson, LaDainian Tomlinson, a great running back in his own right, gets to the 33. Channing Crowder stops him again.
And this Chargers team, you talk about them, for 18 years, they did not have a winning season. They had one over 18 years. Marty Schottenheimer gets here, and he gets them to go 12-4 with a quarterback who up to that point was looking to be a complete bust in Drew Brees. All of a sudden, you get a guy like Marty Schottenheimer in there. Drew Brees is a star and a Pro Bowl player, and his team goes 12-4 last year and is pushing for the playoffs again. He is a great football coach.
3rd and 8 at the 33. Brees brings it down, dumps it off Tomlinson, and LaDainian will not pick up the first down. Zach Thomas with the tackle, no gain on the play.
That guy does. LaDainian Tomlinson absolutely does everything for this club. He's a safety valve pass. Drew Brees gets him the football. I'll tell you what, when you're going down a sinking ship and you can give the lifeline to LaDainian Tomlinson, you're going to be saved. I mean, this guy can really hit a home run.
So it looks like the Chargers have elected to go for it on 4th down. And 8.
That's Marty
at the 33-yard line.
Excuse me, guys. Marty Schottenheimer does not believe the Miami Dolphins offense can hurt him.
So here we go, 4th down and 8. They need to get to the 25 for 1st down. Here comes a blitz. Brees steps up over the middle, and it's caught. 1st down. Guess who? The veteran, Keenan. Make that reshape Caldwell. He's not a veteran, and he's in his 4th year. 11-yard gain.
Drew Brees looking right. Comes back left very late. Caldwell's right there. Great catch. This is a tough reshape call. This is a crucial catch. This is what a pro receiver does. Makes a tough catch on a crucial down. Drew Brees finding him late. Third option. 1st down.
From the 23-yard line, 2nd drive for the Chargers. Brees fires, and this time it is Keenan McCardell with the reception. Crowder another tackle, a gain of 5. I tell you, Channing Crowder is all over the field to start this game. He's a rookie, 3rd-round pick out of Florida, as the Chargers get inside the red zone this season. 30 touchdowns inside the red zone, only settling for 10 field goals.
Yeah, that's a sign that you can run the football in a small field, in a small space, and keep the defense honest. This is a very effective football team when they get down close. They don't miss opportunities.
71% touchdown percentage, best in the NFL in the red zone. And Brees throwing a strike, flag on the play. Eric Parker with the grab, and he's taken down by Travis Daniels, a 7-yard pickup.
Oh, Eric Parker really battled for this catch. It was a great throw by Brees, and Parker was in a dogfight to the near side and came up with a football.
There is no foul for illegal contact, as the pass was in the air. This action was not pass interference. The result of the play, 1st down.
There's the ball in the air. Couldn't really see anything there. That's Travis Daniels working against Parker. And they were hand fighting, and Parker just turned out away from it, and Drew Brees had the ball there right on time.
1st down and 10. Tomlinson in motion out of the backfield. 13th play of the drive that started at the 38. Brees dancing, squares his shoulders in the end zone, incomplete. Tomlinson had 2 hands on it. How often do you see it? And LaDainian Tomlinson rarely misses.
You got that right, Gus. He does everything. 17 rushing TDs, 42 receptions. He does everything. And then, of course, at the end, he throws for him. 3 of 4 for 3 touchdowns. And on that play, he's got Zach Thomas one-on-one. That's a matchup that San Diego will take all day. And LaDainian Tomlinson ends up batting the ball to the ground, not being able to make the catch.
2nd down and 10 at the 11-yard line. Here's Gates. Tomlinson straight ahead, and he lowers his shoulder, gets inside the 10. Jeff Scanina making the tackle. A gain of 3. Nick Saban, we really have to like the way he continues to motivate this team. They don't have a lot of talent in some key positions. They want more receivers. They'll have to find a quarterback that can make plays with consistency. Obviously, Gus Frerotte is not that man. 3rd down and 7 at the 8-yard line. But Coach Saban continues to force this Miami team to play hard week in and week out. Brees out of the gun, over the middle, touchdown. McCardell.
Nick Saban has to stand there and look at his team as they get off to another relatively slow start. As you saw a moment ago, nobody in the league has had a slower starts in games. They've been outscored a ton in the 1st quarter of all their games, and it continues here today. But you're right, Gus. The 4th and 8 was a key play. They went for it, and the Chargers are on a roll.
Extra point is up and good. 2:40 to go in the first quarter. Chargers with a 7-0 it away to Miami. Wes Welker is back deep, standing at the 5. This one popped in the air. Welker camps under it and starts from the 10. Welker, a former Charger, gets outside with running room, cuts across the field. What a piece of running. Welker at midfield, and he's dragged down inside San Diego territory. A 43-yard run as Bao Ju makes the saving tackle on special teams. But Keenan McCardell, the vet, picks up his 8th touchdown. 7-0. 7-0 lead. Wes Welker, great return, 43 yards. As the Dolphins take over at the 47. They hand it off straight ahead. Ronnie Brown, gain of 2. Let's quickly take a look at the Chargers defense. Their defense forced 2 turnovers, which led to a season high. 14 points off turnovers last week. Castillo, Williams, Olshansky. They run the 3-4 lights out Merriman. He's a rookie out of Maryland. 7 sacks to lead the rookies. Whitten Jammer at the corner with Florence. The other corner, Gus Frerotte firing down the field. Incomplete. Chris Chambers, the intended receiver, had a step. Terrence Keel covering.
And I think that's one thing the Miami Dolphins need to do. They need to go at them, go right at the defense of the Chargers, make them play the entire field. This Charger defense is very nasty in the run game, and Nick Saban knows his club is going to have to do some special stuff to beat him. And I think going deep early is something that's going to benefit them even in their run game.
Chargers defense first in the NFL, averaging 79 yards per game against the run. 3rd and 8 at the 45. Frerotte out of the shotgun, steps up in the pocket. Near side, incomplete. That one dropped. Drayton Florence covering.
And this is, if you watched the game last week, this is just a replay. Frerotte gets it out there, and Chris Chambers has it bounce right off his chest. It's a good throw, a good play for a first down, and Chris Chambers just dropped it.
So Donnie Jones will send it away. Sproles at the 10-yard line. High spiraling kick. Sproles gets away from it, and it heads right into the end zone. A 45-yard punt. A 25-yard net. So San Diego will have it at their 20 with LaDainian Tomlinson. And he is dropped. He may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Channing Crowder with the tackle. Let's take a look at the AFC playoff picture.
You see there, no question, Indianapolis is in, but then you get down here, San Diego is in it now. They've climbed back into the mix, which I think is unbelievable given the fact that about 5 weeks ago they needed to get on a roll, and they've done it. 5 games in a row they've won, climbed right back into it after a 3-4 start. You got to tip your hat to this Chargers team for hanging in there.
2nd down and 10 at the 20-yard line. Chargers have lost some tough games this season. Here's Brees throwing up top. It's incomplete. Tomlinson had a hand on the football but just couldn't hold on. Travaris Tillman.
You see here, this is the slow start they've gotten off to. All these statistics, what they mean, these are the last 2 years. First half of the season, 7-7. In the last half of the season, 13-1. That's a team under Marty Schottenheimer that is peaking just at the right time.
And I'm sure by the end of the season, Marty Schottenheimer will look back. His team playing excellent football right now. If they don't get into the playoffs, he will think about what could have been. Some very tough losses this year. 3rd and 10 at the 20. Brees scrambling, fires underneath, and he finds his tight end, Justin Peele, and Peele picks up the first down as he gets to the 30. An 11-yard gain on 3rd down and 10. Jeremiah Bell with the tackle.
And just when you think you can cover all this San Diego Chargers weapons, they roll Justin Peele out into the flat, picks up the block, then escapes after the defense has dropped down. Watch the shots he takes trying to get this first down. Bang, bang, bang. Then everybody jumps on his back. He still manages to fight and lean for the first down. Everybody in the San Diego Arsenal gets into the act. I think that's why they're so effective, Gus.
Michael Turner is checked in for San Diego, giving LaDainian Tomlinson a blow. First down and 10, closing moments of the quarter.
Now they threw a flag, but it's the end of the quarter, too.
Please put 1 second back on the game clock. Delay a game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
Well, there you have it, Gus. The game clock and the play clock were 1 second off, and both of them ran out, but it's going to cost San Diego 5 seconds. We asked 5 yards, I'm sorry, not 5 seconds. And we asked Drew Brees, how do you handle the game clock when you're doing so much at the line of scrimmage? He said, well, the game clock's the last place I look right before I take the snap, and if I need to get it off quick, I do. In that instance, he just didn't look up there fast enough.
That takes us to the end of the first quarter with the score: San Diego 7, Miami nothing. We'll return to Qualcomm Stadium after these messages. You're watching the NFL on CBS, America's #1 network. As we start the second quarter, Gus Johnson along with Steve Tasker. Chargers face now with a first down and 15 at the 26. LaDainian Tomlinson, the single setback 4 receiver packages for the Chargers. Parker flinching at the line of scrimmage for San Diego, and they'll march it back again.
False start. Offense, number 88. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
So the Chargers right now struggling a little bit. Marty Schottenheimer, seeing his team make back-to-back mistakes, makes it first down and 20 at the 21. They need to go to the 41 for first down. McCardell in motion. Eric Parker on the far side of the field. Here's Brees, straight drop. Over the middle, Gates with the catch at the 25. And the Dolphins are saying it's a fumble, and it is. Antonio Gates fumbled the ball. Zach Thomas picked it up, and the Dolphins force a turnover.
I think Zach Thomas just bullied the ball away from Gates. I don't think Gates ever came down with the ball. Thomas, you'll see right there in the middle of your screen, he jumps in and just steals the ball away from Gates.
That's an interception.
And you wonder how much of an impact Zach Thomas can have on a club. He's been out of the lineup with a shoulder injury and an ankle. That's what Zach Thomas can mean to your football club, making a play when you need it the most.
So the Dolphins have it at the Charger 24. Ricky Williams from San Diego fumbles it. It's picked up. Watch out. Here comes Randall Godfrey, and Godfrey returns it to the Miami 40-yard line. Williams fumbling. Godfrey, right place, right time, and Miami gives it away.
Great pursuit by the San Diego defense. They watch Ricky Williams going to bounce at the outside. They keep contained. A lot of pursuit out there, and the ball just pops out. That fumble there caused by Quentin Jammer, the corner, just coming up and putting his face in there, and Godfrey picking it up on the cherry bounce. You see those guys, those big guys, all of them, you see him boot it or kick it around, trying to pick it up, bounce right up in his hands, and then it's a foot race, and luckily for the Dolphins, they can catch him.
Godfrey returns the football 35 yards. Each team with the turnover now. First down and 10 for San Diego at the 42. Tomlinson, and he's chopped down by Zach Thomas. Now don't forget, tomorrow Dave's all new with King Kong star Jack Black, plus music from Sinead O'Connor. And later this week, 2nd and 9 at the 41, play fake. Here's Brees rolling, and he throws this one out of bounds. 2 for first down. Here's Brees out of the shotgun, looking with time, dumps it off out of the backfield. Gates won't go anywhere.
And well with all those veterans.
Wes Welker back deep. This one end over end kick. Welker fields it at the 17. 1st and 10 at the 17. Play action, Gus Frerotte throwing to the sideline, and it's caught.
Junior Seau was their gracious host.
Was on the field before the game with his kids, playing catch and shaking hands. They need to go to the 27 for a first down. Gus Frerotte steps up, throws on the run, almost picked off. 3rd punt for Donnie Jones. Standing at the 8-yard line, Sproles at the 35. Line drive picked up by Sproles at the 40. LT on the pitch. And Tomlinson goes nowhere. Back to the line of scrimmage.
That may be, who knows.
All right, Junior, thank you, Gus.
All right, Scott. Lorenzo Neal with the catch out of the backfield, and Neal. 3rd and 6 at the 43. They need to go to the 49 for first down. Brees over the middle, and he throws a beautiful ball. Brees, play action to the sideline. Catch made. McCardell in motion. Here's Brees. Looks to LaDainian Tomlinson, and that one down in 10 at the 36. Brees. McCardell. And he's ridden out of bounds at the 33. Brees, quick fire, Gates. And he will not pick up the first down. Chargers at the 32. They need to go to the 26. Brees to the sideline, incomplete. Dolphins take over at their own 32-yard line. Here's the pitch to Ronnie Brown, and Brown slung.
Still a force. They're not out of it.
2nd down and 9. This one thrown out of the backfield. Lorenzo Diamond. Frerotte scrambling, decides to run and slides down. And down in 9 at the 48. Frerotte underneath throws a beautiful ball. Came into the game with 60 catches. 1st down and 10. Frerotte, and he throws it to the near side. Booker on the far side. Here's Chambers on the near side, makes the catch on the hitch. Gets down the sideline, knocked out of bounds at the 15, at the 16. And here's the run, Ronnie Brown. Frerotte, quick strike. It's incomplete. Mare, 16 of 20 on the year. 29-yard field goal is good. So the Dolphins, with 3:39 to play in the 2nd quarter, finally on the board. Close game in San Diego. 9-yard field goal as the Dolphins go on a 9-play drive covering 57 yards, holding it for close to 4. Best drive of the game for Miami.
By far.
And this one will come right into your living room as Alindo Mare tees it up. Darren Sproles is back deep at his own goal line. Mare drives this one. Sproles brings it out of his own end zone and goes down to the 20. 21-yard return. David Bowen with the tackle on special teams.
You talk about it, Gus. San Diego needs to come back and get this game back in hand. They really let up on the gas pedal. You could tell almost that they kind of went down, scored that touchdown. They had the ball for the entire first and most of this 2nd quarter. And now they come back and they're in a dogfight all of a sudden after missing on a 4th down conversion. And Marty Schottenheimer's got to get his guys to put the foot back on the gas pedal.
1st down and 10 at the 20. Tomlinson, the deep man. Lorenzo Neal, the up back. And here comes Tomlinson, who finally breaks free and gets to the 35. And are you a hockey fan?
Yes, I am.
It's almost as if, as Tomlinson finally gets a good run, that this Miami defense is playing like that old New Jersey Devils neutral zone trap. Remember that?
That's clutch and grab. Don't let them get anything big. You know, they're keeping everything in front. This Dolphins defense is very, very experienced, particularly up front. They're not going to make very many mistakes, particularly with Zach Thomas back in the lineup.
1st down and 10 at the 33. Play fake. Brees to the sideline. Riche Caldwell with the grab. Caldwell take it down by Travis Daniels. 4th-round rookie out of LSU who played for Coach Saban.
You talk about how teams are going to play these San Diego Chargers, and the Chargers have so many weapons. Nick Saban knows it, and the Chargers are able to do this. What they're here now, they're doing no huddle offense, which is not a hurry up, but a no huddle where they get a look at the defense before they snap the ball.
2nd down and 2 at the 41. Chargers trying to change the tempo. Here's LT. All sorts of running room. Gets inside Miami territory, and LaDainian Tomlinson has just surpassed 1,200 rushing yards this season. He joins Eric Dickerson and Eddie George as the only running backs to rush for at least 1,200 yards in each of their first 5 seasons.
I tell you, a minute ago I said the Chargers need to put their foot on the gas. LaDainian Tomlinson just did.
That takes us to the 2-minute warning with the score. San Diego 7. San Diego at the 49-yard line of the Dolphins. Out of the offset eye, here's Brees, play fake. Steps up in the pocket over the middle, Gates wide open. Antonio Gates lowers his shoulder and gets to the 25 as Lance Schulters makes the tackle, but it's a 24-yard gain.
Well, you spoke a moment ago, Gus, of how this Miami defense is a lot like that hockey thing where you go that neutral zone trap. But you know what? Antonio Gates getting matched up with Channing Crowder, it's a mismatch. So when they kind of drop out of there, try and keep everything in front of him, somebody is going to have to stay with him. And a lot of times it ends up being a big guy. And big guys like Crowder just can't stay with him. You talk to defensive backs around the league who study this stuff, they look at Antonio Gates and they say, for real, he is dominant at that position.
And there have been dominant tight ends in the past here in San Diego, one in particular that ran up and down the field with Dan Fouts, the great Kellen Winslow,
Hall of Famer.
Gates already close to breaking most of Kellen's records as you take a look at Kellen Winslow's name here in the stadium. First down and 10 at the 25. Brees looks backside all day to throw the ball. Brees now wants to run and just throws it away. Now, talking about Kellen Winslow, let's go back to 1981. One of the most storied playoff games in history. San Diego, an epic battle with the Dolphins in the Orange Bowl. Winslow left it all on the field. 13 catches for 166. He also blocked the Dolphins' field goal. Chargers went on to win it 41-38. Kellen Winslow from 79 to 87 here in San Diego. And I've never had a chance to talk to Mr. Winslow, but I imagine he's very impressed with this young man from Detroit, Michigan, Antonio Gates.
Antonio Gates still early in his career, but nevertheless, he is, like Winslow, the best in the game.
Second down and 10. Lorenzo Neal out of the backfield. Zach Thomas tracks him down and stops him at the 23, gain of 2. Let's compare these two great tight ends through 41 games.
41 games, you're right. And I'll tell you now, I'm not going to say Kellen Winslow has better numbers, but you know what? Kellen Winslow is playing in Air Coryell. Antonio Gates has LaDainian Tomlinson on his team, and this is something special too, the 23 touchdowns.
Third down and 8 at the 23. Brees out of the shotgun. Fumbles it, picks it up, and is slung down. Great defense, David Bowens. Dropping Drew Brees for a loss. And that's got to get Nick Saban fired up. A 14-yard loss. And the Chargers bring on the punt team. The Dolphins, but this Dolphin defense has been terrific this afternoon, giving up only 1 touchdown. And forcing the Chargers to punt it away. Fair catch signaled by Welker at the 10-yard line, a 24-yard punt. Don't forget, coming up tonight on 60 Minutes, a place called Shark Central, where you can see sharks feeding, but what's causing them to attack people so often? 60 Minutes, television's #1 news magazine tonight.
Huge play on that last third down, as Nick Saban's defense got the Chargers to take a 14-yard loss and pushed them out of field goal range and gave their offense a chance to keep it close.
First down at the 11-yard line. 39 seconds to go in the first half. Ronnie Brown, who hasn't been able to get on track against the league's #1 rush defense. Flag on the play. Luis Castillo with the tackle.
This flag came from Tony Corrente, the referee you see there. Obviously, this is going to go against the Dolphins because he's got to talk to the Chargers about what they want. Do they want to accept it? It's a hold.
Miami with only 8 rushing yards in this game in the first half.
Holding offense number 68. This penalty be assessed half the distance to the goal. Replay, first down.
And Seth McKinney, the center, being called for that right in the middle of that offensive line. And Nick Saban trying to get his team to stay close. His defense is keeping them in it. You see there the offensive yards heavily in favor of San Diego. So is the time of possession, but their offense with the 1 scoring drive with good field position, but now backed up. I mean, it's been all San Diego to this point, but because of the quality of play of the defense of the Dolphins, still in this game.
Right now they're a little confused about the spot of the football, and that's what they're trying to figure it out. So they spot it at the 6. First down and 15. And Frerotte will take a knee. And that should do it. If you're Nick Saban, you'll take it. At the end of the first half, Chargers only with a 7-3 lead. And they are a very good offensive football team. Marty Schottenheimer may be a little bit frustrated. 7-3 the score at halftime. We'll be back with the Sprint Halftime Report after this message and to word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS, America's #1 net.
But once again, the defense of the Dolphins steps up and holds them to no points. Still a 1-score game, Gus, and that's exactly where the Dolphins need to be. They want to give themselves a chance to win this game at the end.
Miami coming back last week against Buffalo. They erased a 23-3 deficit in the fourth quarter to win. Wes Welker, who's having a fine season for Miami, ready to return. Here's Welker from the 6. Welker bounces it outside and is finally drilled at the 27. A 21-yard return stopped by Stephen Cooper. Here's the fantasy notebook. Well, let's take a quick look. Brees, 138 yards passing, 20 of 30, a touchdown and a pick. And the rushing, LaDainian, 37 yards rushing. Brown, very tough day. And the receivers, McCardell, 49 yards, Gates, 39 yards, Chambers, 3 catches for 24 yards, and he did drop a couple in the first half. First down and 10 at the 27. Play fake, Frerotte throws on the run, Randy McMichael. And McMichael gets to the 35. Luis Castillo with the tackle, and McMichael is down.
Looks like he's going to be able to get up, but you know, the surprising thing when you look at the statistics from the first half, Gus, is the fact that the San Diego Chargers threw the football 30 times in the first half and only came up with 1 touchdown.
McMichael is in some pain, grabbing his ribs.
And he sent Lorenzo Diamond back off the field. He's going to stay in. And you see there, he's hurting.
Second down and 2 at the 35. Here's the handoff, Ricky Williams. And Ricky gains 1 yard on the play. Igor Olshansky with the tackle. Backs by committee. Ricky Williams and Ronnie Brown have shared the ball this year in the Dolphins' backfield.
That's the one statistic that you look at for running back. How many yards per carry do they average? If you're over 4, you're doing really well. And those guys are putting together a pretty productive running game for the Miami Dolphins, even though their offensive line has taken some heat. The running backs are having pretty good years.
Third down and 1 at the 36. Dolphins have converted on 13 of 14 third and 1s. They do again. Chambers making a tough grab, getting out of bounds at the 41. 5-yard pickup.
You know, the more Gus Frerotte throws the football, the more Chris Chambers seems to be the guy he looks for. Chambers gets a lot of looks from Frerotte. He's always the first guy he looks at. Frerotte has found him. He threw at him a ton last week and continues to do that here today.
4 catches, 29 yards for Chris Chambers. First down and 10 at the 41. The play fake. Frerotte over the middle, wide open. Chambers at the 30. Chambers out of bounds at the 25. Drayton Florence ushers him out of bounds, but it's a 34-yard pickup for Chris Chambers.
Just like we said a moment ago, the guy that Frerotte is looking for is Chris Chambers, and you'd think that even though Miami's offense has struggled, has not been that productive, if they've got a guy they're looking at every time they drop back to throw the football, you got to double cover him. And Chris Chambers is that guy. I think there's got to be something in the Miami offense that says Chris Chambers is going to be the guy getting the ball, and San Diego, as defensive football club, has got to see it.
So here's Frerotte again, passing in the end zone, broken up at the last moment. That's a sensational play by Quentin Drammer.
You're right, Gus. That was a sensational play by Quentin Jammers. He comes in, breaks underneath. Great closing speed, cuts right underneath. There's a nice throw by Frerotte. Just super job of defense right there.
Jammer making up ground while the ball was in the air. 2nd and 10 at the 25. Marty Booker was open for a split second. Ricky Williams chopping his feet, and he gets close to the 20. Randall Godfrey with the tackle, a 5-yard gain.
You know, in the first half, Gus, Marty Schottenheimer went for it. One on a 4th and 8, one on a 4th and 6. He's 50%. You kind of got to think, even at this point, maybe the Dolphins think about going for it on a 4th down here and giving your offense 2 downs to pick up what is a 3rd and 6 at this point.
Nick Saban has this Dolphins team well prepared on the road. 3rd and 5 at the 20. They need to go to the 15 for a 1st down. Here comes the corner blitz. Frerotte steps up on the run. Incomplete. Randy McMichael just couldn't hold on. Drayton Florence covering.
It looked like Drayton Florence got his hand in there. He might have tipped it. McMichael came open, and I almost thought Frerotte was going to try and get the 1st down on his own. Right at the top, McMichael breaks right in behind the secondary and just can't pull it in. Great job defensively by the Chargers.
So that brings on Olindo Mare. He's already been good from 29 yards out. This a 39-yard attempt. Down, up, and good. Dolphins continue to fight. Offense is getting better. Nick Saban knows it. We've got Olindo Mare, the most recent, a 39-yarder. And the Dolphins pull right back in this game. 7-6 the score. Darren Sproles back deep. Mare really driving this kick. Sproles 5 yards deep, brings it out anyway. And here's Sproles, lost it. Loose ball. Mare at the bottom of the pile may have picked it up. It looks like he did. Olindo Mare had it. And I believe Miami is recovered. Miami football.
You don't want any part of being at the bottom of that pile. I know Mare's holding on for dear life. He's running away with it. Huge play by Olindo. Huge play by the Dolphins special team. Sproles is going to bring this out ill-advised. 5 yards deep, guys. I don't care who you are. Stay in the end zone. Bang! The ball pops loose, bounces free right out to Mare, and right there it's over. Right here, as you'll see, his own guy caused the hit, and then getting cleaned up on by Derek Pope.
1st down and 10. Here's Frerotte gunning it at the 15-yard line. Marty Booker picks up 9 yards.
Sensational play by the special teams on the loose ball, giving Miami a chance here now perhaps to take the lead for the 1st time in the game.
Sproles running into his own man, Andrew Pennock. Here's Miami running it, Ricky. And Ricky Williams gets inside the 10. Let's take another look at the hit, real time. And he ran into his own teammate.
That was Pennock that he ran into in the wedge. Great penetration by the Dolphins special teams, causing the turnover.
1st down and goal at the 8. Play action in the end zone. Touchdown, Chambers. How about this? The Miami Dolphins have taken the lead here at Qualcomm.
Gus, as this play develops, you got to think about what the San Diego Chargers are thinking. They had this game very much in hand early on. In fact, they felt like they had it. It was almost seemed like a runaway, and yet they were only one touchdown up. Now they're losing.
Remember, Miami came back last week against Buffalo. Gus Frerotte has found his rhythm. Chris Chambers. There's Sproles on the right who fumbled it on his last return. Derek Pope with a terrific hit on that fumble as Mare sends it away again. And this will be Sproles from the 2. And Sproles crosses the 25 and gets to the 27. Tackle on special teams made by Sammy Morris. A 25-yard return. 10:29 to play here in the third quarter. Dolphins surprising up 13-7. San Diego, where the Dolphins have taken a 13-7 lead over the Chargers. Chargers with the football at their own 28, and they have been sleepwalking through this game, maybe looking forward to the Indianapolis game next week. LaDainian Tomlinson hops through the hole and gets to the 32. A 4-yard pickup. 11 weeks into the TV season, only one network has come in first place every single week. CBS is TV's #1 comedy, news magazine, reality show, and the #1 show on TV. And more people watch the NFL on CBS than any other network. CBS, America's #1 network. Second down and 5. Out of the I formation. Here's LaDainian again. And this time he won't go anywhere. Last 4 possessions for the Chargers. Punt, punt. Turn it over on downs. Another punt.
You said it, Gus. They kind of started to sleepwalk. They jumped out to the 7-0 lead almost too easily. And the Miami Dolphins offense got off to a very slow start, and I think the Chargers just decided that this game was not going to be that tough. And you're right. They started to sleepwalk a little bit, and the Dolphins have now made them pay the price.
Third down and 4 at the 34. Play clock winding down to 4. Brees gets it off. Quick draw. Tomlinson breaks into the open field. LT gets to midfield. Great checkoff by Drew Brees. A 16-yard gain tackled by Zach Thomas.
Drew Brees is going to come back. Watch Tomlinson get this and then hop with 2 feet out into the daylight area. Zach Thomas blocked off right there inside by Nick Hartwick. Drew Brees changing the play at the line of scrimmage, getting them probably out of a bad play and into a better one.
Do you think Brees audibled at the line of scrimmage there?
Yeah, no question. He was changing the play at the line of scrimmage, and a lot of times it's not to get into the perfect play, but to get out of a bad play. And that turned into a really good play.
Michael Turner comes in the game for LaDainian Tomlinson. First down at midfield. Here's Turner. Turner, a powerful back. Picks up 3 yards, maybe 4. Zach Thomas again.
You know, LT during the week did not practice a couple of days. Got his ribs bruised last week in a pile. A lot was made of that. One of the guys for the Raiders was digging his knuckles into his ribs. And Tomlinson had to deal with that for the entire week. But I'll tell you what, you can see there when he plays well, the Chargers have a pretty good shot at winning.
Second down and 6 at the 46-yard line of Miami. Antonio Gates lines up at tight end on the near side. Now McCardell in motion. Play action, flag on the play. Brees dumps it off to Neal. He cuts it back and goes down at the 43. A 4-yard gain. Jeff Scanina with the tackle.
Once again, San Diego's offense, it seems as though when they turn it on, they're so effective. And the thing that strikes you about it, Gus, is that Drew Brees continues to get everybody the football. Lorenzo Neal has had a number of catches today. Of course, Keenan McCardell had a great first half, and LaDainian Tomlinson as well.
Illegal formation, offense. The left tackle was left uncovered on the line of scrimmage. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, second down.
You're going to talk about a team that's kind of sleepwalking. When you can't line up right, you're sleepwalking.
Marty Schottenheimer with some words. Second down and 11 now at the 49. LaDainian back in the game. The lone setback.
Changing the play again, Gus.
Here's Brees underneath Gates, and he's wrestled down at the 45 by Thomas after a 6-yard gain.
Gates there once again. And I'll tell you, that looks easy and it's a quick pass. That's a tough pass to catch. Brees put some pepper. He put some pepper on that throw, as you see there. Everybody's getting into the act. These are the two guys that are the keys for this offense, and they're going to always catch more than anybody else. But even these guys down here make a difference.
Third down and 5. Big play now for both teams. Eric Parker, the receiver, at the top of your screen. Gates in the slot at the bottom. Brees looks that way. Incomplete. Great pressure on Drew Brees. Vonnie Holliday right in his face. And San Diego won't be going for it on fourth down here.
No, they won't. You're right, Gus. Watch as Brees moves out to his right. Zach Thomas gets away from the block and is feeling the pressure, crawling on his hands and knees. Brees, I'll tell you what, Gus, Brees was just throwing this one away. Just getting rid of it. He can see the pressure right in his face. Vonnie Holliday, he can feel the pressure with Zach Thomas crawling beside him, just throwing away.
End over end kick for Cypress as Welker fields it at the 13, a 32-yard punt. But play action in the end zone. Touchdown Chambers. How about this? The Miami Dolphins continue to lead 13-7. Gus Frerotte steps up in the pocket, throws on the run, incomplete. Ronnie Brown just couldn't hang on. But the Dolphins playing excellent football, bending a little bit in the first half, but not breaking. Nick Saban pacing the sideline.
Defense, number 23. 5-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Nick Saban, 26 years as a coach at the college level. He has served as a coach in professional football with the Oilers, as a secondary coach in '88 and '89, the defensive coordinator in Cleveland from '91 to '94, and obviously leading LSU to a national championship back in 2003 with an 11-1 record. First down and 10 now. Ronnie Brown, and now the Dolphins really would like to establish their running game. And speaking of running games, how about this with the AFC? Looking at the AFC, which AFC team fighting for a playoff berth will miss out? Cast your vote at NFL.com. What do you think, Steve?
I think Kansas City's gonna miss out. I don't know why I do. I just do.
2nd and 6. Brown again trying to get to the corner and does. Stiff arming out of bounds at the 32. Terrence Keel and Quentin Jammer got thrown right under the chariot as Ronnie Brown gained 8.
And this is a nice running play. This is exactly where the Dolphins want to be at this point in the game. They didn't know if they'd have the lead here, but this keeps Ronnie Brown and Ricky Williams in the game. These guys are good enough and big power with power backs with speed. They can control this game if they have the ball in their hands enough.
First down and 10 at the 32. Play fake. Frerotte decides to run it. He's got all sorts of room and slides down at the 47. Randall Godfrey tried to take his head off, but Gus Frerotte showing some heart, and he picks up 14.
You're right, Gus. Godfrey looked like he was going to clothesline him, and this is a smart heads-up play by Gus Frerotte. It's man-to-man coverage, so all the defensive players are looking at the guys they're covering. Nobody's got Frerotte. He gets down. Ooh. Well, I thought it was in the nick of time. Maybe it was a hair late.
First down at the 46. Miami with breathing room. Frerotte looking across the middle. Chambers jumping and making the catch at the 40. Terrence Keel with the tackle. Now let's go to Greg Gumbel in New York for an update.
Gus and Steve, out in Denver, Jake Plummer, worried about a pass rush? I don't think so. There isn't one. Time to find Kyle Johnson. For 7 yards and a touchdown, the extra point no good. 12-3, Broncos lead the Ravens in the third, guys.
All right, here in San Diego, the Dolphins look terrific at the 39-yard line. Now the running game is starting to come into play for Miami.
Well, we spoke to Nick Saban, and I asked him, you gotta like at least the direction. Certainly that off to a slow start. Their season isn't won and loss record where they want it to be, but this is a franchise, and I told him this, and he agreed, that it's headed in the right direction. And we said earlier, if you want to play the Dolphins, play them now, because if you wait too long, they're going to be a really, really good football team.
2nd down and 6. Here's Frerotte over the middle. Chambers! Touchdown! Miami! 35 yards. Chris Chambers now with 301 career receptions. 6th player in team history with 300+ receptions. And Gus Frerotte is throwing the apple now.
And he threw an absolute strike right down the hash mark, right on the top of Chambers. Perfect throw, great catch, and the Dolphins are all over the Chargers.
Extra point up and good. Chris Chambers with his 14th career 100-yard game. 8 catches, a $121, 2 TDs, and Miami has found theirs. And they should be happy right now. Miami with a 20-7 lead. Chris Chambers, 2 touchdowns, over 100 yards receiving. As the Dolphins send it away, Sproles from the 5. And Sproles crawls ahead to the 26. And don't forget, next Saturday, the playoff battle continues as Trent Green leads the Chiefs into the Meadowlands to take on Tiki Barber and the first-place Giants. The hoopla begins with a special edition of the NFL Today. More people watch the NFL on CBS than any other network. The scoring drive for the Dolphins, 6 plays, 87 yards. 2nd touchdown of the day for Chambers. 1st down and 10 at the 27. Play fake, Brees, short roll, Gates with the grab. 1st down as he's knocked out of bounds by Zach Thomas. And the Chargers have had some close calls this season, losing to Dallas by 4, Denver by 3, Pittsburgh by a deuce, and the one that really killed them, that
Philadelphia
field goal blocked against the Eagles on the road.
That crushed them. And you look at them now where they sit. If that game, if they just make that field goal and don't get it blocked, they are sitting in the catbird seat. But right now, they're on the ropes.
1st down and 10 at the 37. Tomlinson hopping. Now the Dolphins drop him at the 40, a 4-yard gain. Lance Schulters. Here's the remaining schedule for San Diego.
And the way they're playing, they were thinking a little bit too much about this game next week. And they came out, jumped on the Dolphins early, and absolutely it seemed like their focus turned someplace else.
Marty Schottenheimer, as you mentioned, Steve, didn't think that the Dolphins offense could beat him. He went for it on 4th down twice. A cavalier attitude that has bitten him. Right now, here's Brees over the middle. Gates turns, heads upfield, and gets to the 45. Channing Crowder with the tackle, a 14-yard gain. Let's take a look at some other scores from around the league. Kansas City on top of Dallas on the road in the 3rd quarter.
And that's very important to these Chargers as well as Denver. The Denver game is huge here in San Diego as they're trying to keep pace with both those teams, Denver and Kansas City.
1st down and 10 now at the 45. Antonio Gates, 8 catches, 69 yards. Closing in on a minute to go in the 3rd quarter. Brees sets up. Dumps it off, Neal, flag on the play. As Neal tumbles down at the 39, but there is a flag. Crowder again with the tackle.
It's going to be defensive holding on the Dolphins.
Holding, defense number 29. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That's Sam Madison.
He's not happy about it. And I don't know. I didn't see that at all either on the near side. He was working against Keenan McCardell. That flag came out very early. You see there, Nick Saban never stops coaching.
His team not making a lot of mistakes today. First down and 10 now for San Diego. At the 40. Out of the I formation, Neal Tomlinson. Quick strike. Here's Parker on the hitch, and he's wrestled down by Sam Madison. Kansas City, Dallas still going at it in Big D. Here's Greg Gumbel.
Gus, the Chiefs leaning on Larry Johnson from 21 yards out, his 3rd touchdown of the day. He is enjoying his 6th straight 100-yard game. That is a franchise record. It's 21-17. Chiefs lead the Cowboys, 3rd quarter.
All right, the standings in the AFC West. Denver, the class of the division. San Diego trying to stay with them. Kansas City as well.
That is a really tough division.
Tomlinson breaks it outside, and he's running east and west. Can't get north and south. Sam Madison there to make the tackle. And this Dolphin team, Steve, tell you what, they are all business.
They really are. Sam Madison getting called for the illegal contact or the defensive holding. He's made the last 2 plays for the Dolphins defense. He's not happy. And this defense of the Dolphins is really becoming the story.
And that takes us to the end of the 3rd quarter with the score: Miami 20, San Diego 7. Unanswered points. Right now, though, as we start the 4th quarter, 3rd and 7 at the 37 for Drew Brees. He fires to the sideline. McCardell over the shoulder grab. Picks up the first down out of bounds in front of Kawaki Thomas. And that's a gain of 9.
Big first down pickup as the Chargers trying to get back into this game. Brees from the shotgun. Great protection. I'll tell you, if he has protection like that, Gus, which he does when the Dolphins don't send extra people, that's going to be bad news for the Dolphins. I think they've got to start pressuring Drew Brees if they want to continue to hold this lead.
First down at the Miami 28. Chargers have to answer here. Brees to the far side, and it's Riche Caldwell wrapped up by Channing Crowder. And Channing Crowder has been making tackles sideline to sideline, along with Zach Thomas today. Wednesday on CBS, what happens on this week's Criminal Minds is so chilling. You'll see why this new hit drama has thrilled over 59 million viewers. Mandy Patinkin stars in a new Criminal Minds Wednesday on CBS. 2nd down and 5 at the 23. LT. And LaDainian gets to the 15. An 8-yard pickup. Crowder again. Tomlinson 17 carries, 69 yards.
And the Chargers, this is unfamiliar territory to them this year. They usually, and particularly in the last 5 weeks when they've won these games, they have been playing with a lead at this point in the game. Their defense has been playing with a lead. Now it's the flip side. Now they have to try and get back into this game with time running down.
First down at the Dolphins 16. Brees looking. Neal scoops it up, stays on his feet, and crawls inside the 10. Lance Schilter stops him, but Lorenzo Neal, with the extra effort, picks up 7 yards.
But this is exactly what the Dolphins need to go. They bring Zach Thomas on the blitz, bring extra pressure in Drew Brees' face. This is a great play by Lorenzo Neal, but that tackle should be made back there for no gain. If it weren't for the play by Neal, that would have been a defensive win for the Dolphins, and this tackle cost them.
2nd down and 3 at the 9. There's McCardell. LaDainian Tomlinson changing directions, wrapped up at the 4, ran into his own man.
You're right, Gus.
And for a mere mortal, it would have knocked him out.
He took a great hit, and that's the problem. He gets in, he's so good in traffic. He's doing things before any of the other players even know he's there. I mean, this guy is in the hole and bouncing out of it before other offensive linemen in the traffic even knows he's in there.
So it's a first down and goal to goal at the 5. Tomlinson, no. He is stood up. Jason Taylor got an arm on him and slowed him up.
This is what happens. Watch as the offensive line moves toward the left. Tomlinson tries to follow the opposite way of Lorenzo Neal. A little backfield cross-buck action. Tomlinson runs right into Jason Taylor. This defensive front for the Dolphins is so experienced. They don't really bite on those misdirections in the backfield.
Second down and goal at the 5. No gain on the last play. Tomlinson again. And he's bottled up and taken down at the 4. Sam Madison, not here.
You know, this is a defense now that's playing with a lot of confidence, Gus. They got their backs to the end zone, but they know that they're the better team. As you watch, that's Mike Goff pulling around big number 79, but the Dolphins forced Tomlinson to bounce it outside. He can't jump it up inside because of the defensive pressure and the stone wall of the front 4.
Jason Taylor doing a nice job forcing Tomlinson back inside. Third and goal at the 4. 13th play of the drive that started at the San Diego 27. Brees passing, quarterback draw, touchdown.
Great play call by the home team, Gus. Great play call. It's safe. Nothing's going to happen to it. All you got to do is you don't put the ball in the air. You give it to your quarterback. Your offensive linemen are big. They're moving people around. Perfect play call.
Extra point is good. Drew Brees. He's got the heart of a lion. 20-14. His coach will take it. He's with the quarterback draw for the touchdown. And for Brees, that's his first rushing touchdown of the season. So the Chargers prepare to send it away. Wes Welker from the 7. Welker straight ahead, gets to the 31. 20-14, Miami leads San Diego. Gus Frerotte has been terrific in the second half. Let's see if he can keep it up. Welcome back to Qualcomm Stadium, where the Miami Dolphins take over at their own 34-yard line. Gus Frerotte has been a great leader for this team in the second half. Frerotte under pressure, breaks free, throws on the run, incomplete. Ronnie Brown, the intended receiver, out of the backfield. Tuesday on the finale of The Amazing Race with $1 million at stake. It's an emotional and heart-stopping race to the finish. Don't miss the amazing season finale of this 3-time Emmy winner Tuesday on CBS, America's #1 network.
As you see there, Gus, huge change for the Dolphin offense coincides with Gus Frerotte getting on track as his passer yardage explodes here in the second half.
2nd and 10 at the 34. Frerotte hands it off. Ronnie Brown tripped up from behind and goes down. Nicely done by Donnie Edwards. A 1-yard pickup.
Yeah, and you can tell here, Gus, the San Diego Chargers defense has really turned it up a notch. You see Steve Foley way up the field. Donnie Edwards trips him up, then Foley gets back into the play. They're starting to fly around. This linebacking core led by Donnie Edwards has got a bunch of really big, really fast, really mean guys. And they're going to have to step up right now.
3rd down 9 at the 35. They need to go to the 44 for a first down. Twins to the top of your screen. Frerotte out of the gun. In trouble. Frerotte throws on the run. Chambers open. He put it on the money. Make that Marty Booker. Marty Booker inside the 10.
Unbelievable play by Gus Frerotte. It looks like it's going to be an ugly sack. He keeps his poise, his balance, slips away from the grasp, and throws this with a guy wrapped around his waist right in the breadbasket. These are the kind of plays, Gus, that this team have not made to this point of the season. You look back a week ago when they bounced back from a 20-point deficit. Those kind of comeback wins carry you for a couple of weeks, and right now the Dolphins are going.
56-yard completion. Frerotte to Marty Booker. Ronnie Brown running the football, and how about Gus Frerotte? Threw for only 5 yards in the first quarter, but what a job in the second half.
You see it, one trip inside and had to settle for the field goal. They have made their touchdown strikes from long distance today. And that one from Gus Frerotte, the long play you just saw, is probably at this point the biggest play of the game.
A touchdown here would make it awfully hard for San Diego. Second and goal at the 5. Inside handoff. Brown
Didn't quite get there. As you see there, the Dolphins trying to help the officials spot that ball. You'll see here he just tries to lean, and as he extends for the goal line, his knee is going to touch right there, just inside the 1-yard line. And the officials spot it just about perfectly.
Third down goal at the 1. Brown, the deep man. Here's the rookie, dives, and he lost it. He fumbles it on the goal line. San Diego has a football.
Gus, I think this is a Miami touchdown.
San Diego has the ball.
I think this is a Miami touchdown.
I disagree. I don't think he got in. I don't think he got in.
Now watch here.
Wow. They'll sort it out right after this.
Brown goes over the top on this touchdown. If his head hits the ground, he is down. He is tackled right there. Now, where is the football? Is it over the plane? Did the ground cause the fumble? Is he down with control, or did the ball come out before he got down? It's going to be all on what the officials say. They called this a fumble. I don't agree. Watch as he comes over the top. There's the football right there. Where's the football? And you know his head is on the ground just behind it. He's down as a tackle. That, to me, that's a touchdown. But do the officials have enough to see in there? As you see there, right there is what we're looking at. And I think that's a touchdown.
So the play is being challenged. Wow. What a second half it's been for Miami.
You know, I spoke before the long pass, or as we went over the highlight of the long pass to Booker. The Dolphins had a huge comeback last week. That kind of thing picks your team up, Gus, and can carry you through. Give you a lot more confidence in games where you go in as an underdog, as the Dolphins are here today, knowing that you can overcome some obstacles.
So here comes Tony Carini. Big decision right here.
Just when we need his microphone the most. The ruling on the field stands.
And it will stand. His microphone broken. Nick Saban, though, didn't have to hear him to understand the results.
Gus, I disagree with that. I completely disagree with that call, and I don't know. If his head is on the ground, he's down, and his hand is on the ball on the ground when he comes over. But he is down right there.
But you have to have irrefutable evidence to overturn a call. And that was not indisputable.
I think it was. I think it was.
Well, unfortunately,
far be it from me to come to the aid of the Dolphins.
Tony Correnti didn't see it. First down and 10. Chargers take over. Brees throwing out of the end zone, and he throws this one to Antonio Gates. Underthrows him,
and I
brings up second down.
I think the Dolphins are doing the exact right thing as they come up on this defensive series and send pressure right at Drew Brees right now. Zach Thomas right up the middle. They've had the best success defensively when they blitz.
Second down and 10. At the 1-yard line. Chargers have to go 99 yards with 7:49 to go. McCardell in motion. Brees throws, incomplete again. And a flag on the play. Eric Parker, the intended receiver. And Travis Daniels may have held him up. And this will go against Miami.
And that's the pass interference signal. And that's exactly what you cannot let happen as a defender for the Dolphins. You can't start making mental mistakes and playing a little loose. You've got to stay disciplined.
So that brings up a first down for San Diego at the 3. Inside handoff, Lorenzo Neal. And we got a call from the officials regarding the fumble by Ronnie Brown, and they told us that they didn't have enough evidence to overturn the call. And you don't agree with that, I see, but that is what we have heard or we have learned from the officials.
Man, if you're going to have replay, if you're going to have replay, I mean, I think, I don't know, it's amazing to me, the replay era, two people can look at the same piece of film and see two different things.
2nd and 5 at the 8. Brees over the middle, incomplete. Gates, the intended receiver. Travis Daniels defensively. Now let's go to Greg Gumbel standing by in New York.
Thanks, Gus. In Dallas, this game going back and forth, and now it swings the Cowboys' way. Terry Glenn, 6 yards and a touchdown with the extra point. 24-21 Cowboys. Plenty of time remaining in the fourth quarter, guys.
Brings up 3rd down and 5 at the 8-yard line for San Diego. And they're 9 of 15 on 3rd down conversions this afternoon. Chargers need to go to the 14 for first down. McCardell in motion. Brees underneath. Gates with the catch. He's close. Thomas and Jeremiah Bell with the stop. And that's a first down for the tight end. A gain of 8.
Gus, you and I have spoken today about how the Dolphins are playing defense against the Chargers, keeping everything in front of them, giving them the little inside routes like this. You see him dumping the ball off to Gates on the quick out. Great way to play defense. They've still got to go 85 yards for the touchdown, and that will be their only chance because they're running out of time.
First down and 10 at the 15. Brees dropped inside the 5. Vonnie Holliday has been close all day, and he finally gets to Drew Brees.
That's a big play. Vonnie Holliday right off the center, swims to the inside, right up the middle. Brees can't go anywhere. Lorenzo Neal tries to get a piece of him and can't get enough. Huge defensive stop. They get the first down right back and put them 2nd and long right in their own end zone.
Second sack of the day for the Dolphins. 2nd and 19 now for the Chargers at the 6. They need to go to the 24 for first down. Here's the handoff. LaDainian Tomlinson bottled up. Nothing doing. Channing Crowder has been a defensive demon today.
And this handoff, I think, Gus, is a result of the pressure the Dolphins are bringing. You would think they would drop back and throw, try and get half of it back, but because the Dolphins are sending so much pressure up the middle, they're trying to hand it to LaDainian Tomlinson as he has to come off the field.
So Michael Turner replaces him. 3rd down 17 at the 8. Now Brees in the shotgun. Down the middle. Whoa, he throw a strike. And that's Parker, stopped by Schulters. Let's see where his forward progress was. Looked like he picked up the 1st down, and he does.
How can the Miami Dolphins not throw a blitz at Drew Brees in that situation? It's 3rd and forever. And all they have to do is force him to throw the quick hot read with the pressure. They drop out into coverage, and Drew Brees is going to pick them apart like he has all day. I thought that was a complete miscall by the Miami defense. You got to pressure Brees in that situation, Gus. Make him get rid of the football right now on a short pass.
It was a 17-yard pickup. And Nick Saban has thrown out the red flag. He will challenge the spot on this play. 4:27 to play in the 4th. 20-14 Miami. 27 to play in the 4th quarter. Miami with a 20-14 lead. Big play right now. This spot is being challenged, right, Steve?
And what happens is he comes down with the ball, takes a step backward. Now he's not tackled yet. He's not down. Right there is the first contact, and the ball is back inside. It's inside the 25-yard line, inside the 24-yard line by the time he makes contact, and that is well inside. You'll see here he catches it, and he goes back. He's not down until there, and he is well inside the 24-yard line.
During the play, the San Diego receiver possessed the ball and retreated on his own back to the 24-yard line before being contacted. The ball will be spotted at the 24-yard line. It will be San Diego's ball, 4th down and 6 inches.
You're absolutely right, partner.
And it doesn't count as a timeout against Miami Dolphins. The important thing for them, great challenge by Saban. He saw it. Being a defensive coordinator, he knows that stuff.
So Marty Schottenheimer has gone for it on 4th down twice today. He's converted 1 time. This is 4th down, and as the referee said, 6 inches. LaDainian Tomlinson back in the game. He's got Lorenzo Neal as his fullback. Watch for the quarterback sneak with Brees. Inside handoff, Neal. I don't know. I don't know. Right now they're looking for a spot.
What a great defensive stand by the Dolphins. Tough spot for the officials. You give it to the big guy, Neal, on a quick hitter, and now they're going to have to measure. And it all comes down to where the football ends up.
And the Dolphins think they have him.
Wow. It doesn't look like on that replay that he made it. We'll see.
Potentially a huge play and a team builder for Nick Saban and the Miami Dolphins if they hold right here with 4:06 to go.
Got it.
And San Diego gets it. Wow. By a nose.
Important right now. Miami's got to stay positive, Gus. They got the 4th down. They did a good job. Now San Diego did get the 1st down, but you got to remind the Dolphin defense, they're in control. They've been playing good. It's been their half. They're the ones that have been bringing the pressure on Drew Brees. They've got to be courageous enough to continue to blitz and bring pressure on Brees.
Makes it 1st down and 10 at the 25. Miami lost the timeout with the challenge. Here's Brees, steps up on the run and jumps forward to the 30. Miami still keeping this San Diego offense in front of them.
The pocket collapses. They're getting pressure on him, making him step forward. He had to duck and cover on that play. Drew Brees buying himself some time. He's run for 1 touchdown already today, but they are forcing him to make quick decisions in the pocket. But they've got to make him get rid of the football.
2nd down and 5 at the 30. Here comes McCardell. Brees over the middle. McCardell incomplete. Looked like he had a hand on his hip. Milwaukee Thomas may have gotten away with one. And that's what McCardell is saying.
Be on the top right of your screen as Brees goes out.
Yeah, he got away with one. That right hand was right on McCardell's hip.
Yeah, I think so.
Veteran move by Milwaukee Thomas.
And I think McCardell did the right thing too. Whenever you feel that happen as a receiver, you kind of spin your body like the guy pulls you with a tractor, trying to get the most out of what it looked like, but no call.
3rd down 5 at the 30. Brees underneath. Gates picks up the 1st down. Antonio Gates between Schulters and Daniels. A 6-yard gain.
You know, Gus, as this game comes, and we had the 4th down conversion there by the Chargers, and now they eke out another 1st down with 2:50 and counting. This is the possession of the game for the Chargers. They're not going to get another chance.
1st down and 10. San Diego. Brees stripped, loose. Miami has it. Jeremiah Bell slapped it out of Brees' hands. And the Miami Dolphins forced the turnover, 2nd of the day.
From behind, it's going to come in from the left of your screen. Great play, heads-up play by Bell, getting his arm in right by the shoulder. No question, that's a fumble.
2:31 to play in the 4th. Miami looking good in Diego.
Being a forward pass rather than a fumble, I don't think it's going to happen. As Jeremiah Bell comes in, watch Drew Brees' hand is going up towards his shoulder to cock the football, and the ball comes loose. As Bell slaps down, they are not going to get an incomplete pass out of that.
And Kevin Carter came up with the fumble recovery. Jeremiah Bell, what a timely play. He's in his 2nd year out of Eastern Kentucky.
It has been the story of this 2nd half, Gus, that the Dolphins have gotten pressure on Drew Brees, sending extra people, forcing him to throw the ball short and keeping everything in front of the Dolphin defense. That's been the difference.
After reviewing the play, the quarterback had fumbled the ball. It is Miami's ball, 1st down.
San Diego will lose a timeout of that after that, Gus.
Kevin Carter, right place at the right time. Each team with 2 timeouts remaining.
This is where Nick Saban wants his offense to be, with 2 big power backs, Ricky Williams and Ronnie Brown. Hand them the football. If they can get a 1st down, this game may well be over.
Ricky Williams in the game now. 1st down and 10 at the San Diego 23. Chargers need a miracle. Here's Williams. And Ricky goes down at the 20. Picks up 3 yards. Randall Godfrey defensively. Visit CBS Sportsline tonight for a complete wrap-up of all of today's action. Watch a web-exclusive post-game show and get in-depth analysis from NFL experts Clark Judge and Pete Briscoe only on CBSSportsline.com.
Chargers taking their last time out to stop the clock. 2:26 to go. Marty Schottenheimer looking around, and what looked like a bird in the hand in the 1st quarter has turned into a dogfight and a look of disgust in the 4th quarter.
Chargers scored first with a Brees to Keenan McCardell touchdown, but after that, San Diego went flat. Miami managed to get on the board to end the 1st half with an Alindo Mare field goal, and then in the 3rd quarter, Miami scored 17 points altogether. Miami at one stretch scoring 20 unanswered points. San Diego finally woke up as Drew Brees ran one for 4 yards, but it may be too little too late.
I was wrong, Gus. They had one last timeout that they just used to stop the clock once more.
Don't forget, tonight is Survivor Sunday on CBS. After 60 minutes, you can see the final challenges and the final vote that will make one survivor a millionaire, followed by the live reunion tonight on CBS, America's #1 network. LaDainian Tomlinson playing with tender ribs. No timeouts left now for the Chargers. Do you think this is their season if they lose this game?
Yes, it is. The way it's going in Dallas and the way it's going for Denver, they have to keep pace today. If they lose today, it doesn't look like both Denver and Kansas City will lose. Maybe both of them win. And if that's the case, San Diego is home for the holidays.
3rd down and 2, and they will not get it. Jamal Williams with the tackle flag on the play, though. And now Miami clapping.
Tripping, number 76 defense. This penalty be assessed half the distance to the goal. 1st down.
Right inside, right on the center, you'll see is Jamal Williams. And that, stuck his right leg out and tripped the running back up. And it was a late flag and a good flag, and that's going to cost San Diego a 1st down. And more seconds if indeed they can get the ball back, which at this point doesn't seem to be a possibility.
How about Nick Saban? You said it best earlier during the telecast. You better get your licks in now, because this man is disciplined. He is very focused, anal, and does not like to lose. He's not a nice guy most of the time, especially with us media types. Here's Williams getting outside, and Ricky Williams knocked out of bounds inside the 10 by Terrence Keel.
That's a bad play by a veteran player. You got to stay in bounds and get it to the 2-minute warning. And as I said, Gus, you're right. As you look at the remaining schedule for the Chargers, next week in Indianapolis, then Kansas City and Denver, those are 3 enormous games that may turn into just a gauntlet to end the season, as depending on what happens to Kansas City and Denver as their games finish up today, they may be finished.
2nd and goal at the 7. Williams, this time he will stay in bounds as he crawls down and gets inside the 5. And that takes us to the 2-minute warning with the score, Miami 20. San Diego. Miami with the chance to close the door. 3rd and goal at the 3. Ricky Williams. Let's take a look at some of the close losses this season for this San Diego Chargers team. Remember, 4 games by 12. Dallas, Denver, Pittsburgh, and that game against Philly.
And if you notice too, is week 1, 2, 5, and 7 all in the first half of the season, which has made their second half of the season very, very slim in the margin of error. And that margin of error has finally caught up to them today.
Chargers came into this game with a 5-game winning streak, winning 6 of their last 7, beating Oakland, Washington, Buffalo, the Jets, Kansas City, losing that game at Philly. Prior to that, a win at the Raiders.
I'll tell you, Gus, you look across the way at the Miami Dolphins, they're not perfection, but I like their direction.
Now, for those of you expecting to see 60 minutes, you're watching the NFL on CBS. And the game between the Dolphins and the San Diego Chargers. I'm Gus Johnson along with Steve Tasker and Scott Kaplan. Our score is 20-14. Miami, 60 minutes will be seen in its entirety immediately following this game, except on the West Coast. But you have to credit Nick Saban with having his team so well prepared, playing hard. He finally got a good effort from Gus Frerotte in the second half. Frerotte really blossoming. Now this is Mare, who's been perfect. And he nails a 20-yarder. Mare 3 for 3. A 20, 29, and 39-yarder today. And the Dolphins go up 23-14.
You look at the second half and how the Dolphins have exploded, Gus. It started with their first possession. Then they get the fumble from Sproles. Ends up in the Chambers touchdown. Gus Frerotte, the long pass to Chambers for the touchdown. And then the huge fumble caused by Jeremiah Bell, covered by Carter. And now the Dolphins push that down for the field goal.
Now let's go to Greg Gumbel, who's standing by in New York for an NFL update.
All right, Gus, thank you. Check out what happened in Dallas just a moment ago. Trent Green to Eddie Kennison. Obviously a mistake in that Dallas secondary, and it cost them big time. 47 yards and a touchdown, less than 4 minutes to play. The Chiefs lead the Cowboys 28-24.
And that spells doom for the Chargers. Nick Saban, I'll tell you what, Gus, you have got to tip your hat to the Miami Dolphins. You look a week ago when they had a road game to the West Coast against a hot football team in the San Diego Chargers. The Dolphins have been struggling offensively all year, and to come out and put on this kind of performance in a tough environment on the road, what a great effort by the Miami Dolphins football club today.
And the Dolphins have scored some nice victories over playoff caliber teams, beating Denver, Carolina, and now potentially a chance to beat this San Diego team. So Mare will send it away. 1:11 remaining. Chargers out of timeouts. Sproles from the 13. And Sproles gets it all the way up to the 45. With 1:05 remaining, a 32-yard return. And for more on the Broncos, here's Greg Gumbel.
All right, Gus, thank you. In Denver, yeah, nobody told the Ravens this one was all over. Kyle Bollard, 39 yards to Mark Clayton. This was first ruled out of bounds before the goal line. However, review said it's a touchdown, but the clock is winding down. Final 50 seconds there. Denver in charge, 12-10.
San Diego now faced with a 1st and 10 at the 44, down 23-14. No timeout. Brees to the sideline. Great throw. Out of bounds as Parker makes the catch. A gain of 8. Let's take a look at the AFC playoff picture.
Cincinnati and Denver continue to be on top. None of these games are final, but San Diego at 8-4. Looks like they may be 8-5 down with Pittsburgh, as Kansas City's winning at the moment, and Denver be 9-4 up with Jacksonville. Man, there's a lot of teams still with a great shot at being in the playoffs.
2nd down and 1 at the 47. Brees down the seam. Gates with the grab. Antonio down at the 21 as the Chargers hustle to the line of scrimmage. Jeremiah Bell stops him. Brees spikes it with 42 seconds to go.
It's always so frustrating for fans, Gus. Your team's got a lead. You're doing well. Then they go into that stinking prevent defense. I know as an offensive player, we'd stand on the sidelines and go, don't do that. And yet every team does it. They kind of go into that conservative mode, and it's so frustrating to watch.
2nd and 10. Brees out of bounds. Riche Caldwell.
Smart play, getting out of bounds, saving as much time as possible. Of course, Chargers hoping to get a touchdown here with the extra point, and then the onside kick with a chance to win it with what would be a winning field goal if they got within range.
3rd down 4. Parker splits wide to the top of your screen. Gates, the receiver, at the bottom. Brees pump fake in the end zone, and it's knocked away. Jeremiah Bell looks like he got a hand on it. Jeremiah has had a solid game today. Forced a fumble, recovered by Miami. Knocked that one away there. Brings up 4th down and 4.
And the Chargers go no huddle here, trying to get it together. Drew Brees, this is when your poise of your team is tested right here, Gus.
And after this game, we'll take you to Dallas to see the final moments of Kansas City. And Dallas, Brees again, inside, Gates, dropped at the 8. Gates 12 catches today, over 100 yards, 24 seconds and counting. Brees at the line of scrimmage, and he spikes it with 19 seconds left.
Second and goal.
And that brings up 2nd down and goal at the 8.
Gus, this time of the game is totally about preparation. This is the kind of drill that the Chargers practiced with. The last thing they did before they left the field on Friday was their 2-minute drill trying to score. You practice it all the time, hoping you never need it, but it's like a parachute. When you need it, you really need it.
Brees in the end zone for Gates. Touchdown. With 15 seconds to go. So here comes the extra point unit. Obviously, the Chargers will have to attempt an onside kick.
Well, I said it's like a parachute, Gus. When you need it, you really need it. Well, Drew Brees pulls the ripcord, and Antonio Gates is the parachute. They've got a chance.
Gates with 9 receiving touchdowns on the year. Kading, extra point, is good.
Now, Gus, it's all about the onside kick and the hands team for the Dolphins. You'll have receivers, tight ends, running backs all on the field trying to get this short kick by the Chargers, and the Chargers will be desperate to get the football back. It has to go 10 yards from the tee, and if you're a Dolphin, if you can't get your hands on it, they'll try and bat it right out of bounds. Somehow, some way, the Chargers have got to make this work as Steve Crosby in the huddle, getting his guys one last shot at a victory.
Nate Kading will have to deliver a near perfect kick for San Diego. Nick Saban 15 seconds away. And they will bring in Mike Cyphers, the punter, to deliver the onside kick.
And the reason for that is Cyphers probably has a knack for getting it to bounce the right way. It's a learned skill. It's not like you have a strong leg or something like that. It's getting that ball to bounce consistently across the ground, and then at the right moment bounce high into the air to give your guys a chance for the jump ball. And you don't have to be a rocket scientist to understand which side of the field this kick's going to.
So a timeout has been called by Miami, their final timeout. Both teams out of timeouts now. Let's take a look at the scoreboard. Denver now defeating Baltimore 12-10 at home. And Kansas City, along with Dallas, 28-24. Chiefs leading by 4 late in the 4th quarter. We'll show you the end of that game as soon as this one is over.
That last time out by Nick Saban was to get a look at what their onside kick team was going to do. There's a gazillion combinations you can run, and to get a look at it, it's a lot like a basketball timeout where you want to know if they're going to play man-to-man or a zone defense on an inbounds pass. That's exactly why Miami took that timeout.
Wow.
Yeah,
very good.
Very
nice, Steve.
They want to know what their plan is, and you get a good look at it here as to what the Chargers are going to do. And you can give your guys one last little tidbit of coaching advice before they get to kick it.
So here's Mike Cyphers, tees it up. And here comes a collision. Gets the high bounce. It's loose. Who's got it?
Well, they're fighting for the game, Gus, so it is going to be nasty down there. The Chargers fighting for their season.
Miami says they have it. There is some infighting going on the bottom of that pile. And the Dolphins have the football.
You can see there, that's Marquise Harris. He says he's got it with no helmet on. And watch, the ball bounces right off the tee. That's legal. That's the kind of thing you want as a jump ball. Sammy Morris misses it right there. The ball is down under there. McMichael down there trying to fight for it. And that's who they gave the possession to.
Of the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Kicking team number 92. 15-yard penalty. First down.
And that's Harris. So the Dolphins play a perfect second half. 14 seconds left. Both teams out of timeouts. Miami will take a knee and get out of town.
Marty Schottenheimer still vehemently arguing that they got the football after that onside kick. But Gus, under a pile like that, the ball may change possession 2 or 3 times before they finally unstack them.
And this will do it. Miami improves to 6-7. San Diego falls to 8-5. 6 straight wins for Miami over San Diego. Now let's go.